Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. It's another day, it's another project behind me. I'm doing something new to my van as per usual, and I wanted to share it with you. Let's take a look at what I'm up to today. Right guys, so looking at the van, what have I done? Have I done anything? Can you see anything that I've done? No, but clearly you know what it is because you've most probably read the title on this video. Yes, I fitted a secret compartment. This now opens. It's not fixed anymore. It now opens. It's on a hinge and allows you to add more extras behind that panel. So it's this easy. Open the tailgate, stick your finger in there, pull it out, and bang, there you go. How incredible is that? And someone's at my door. Right, so why would you have something like this? Well, quite simple. Look at that panel there. That panel is open to all kinds of things. Gas supply, water supply, electric hookup, all kinds of things, whatever you want to do. So, in my particular case, I'm going to have, or try to fit, a gas supply. There's my LPG bottle in there. The hose is already in place. I just need to fit all this, the usual malarkey, that into there, but that's going to be another video. What's making a noise in there? Never mind. Anyway, so yes, we'll start right from the beginning. We'll go through everything I did to fit it. It wasn't that difficult. There is a couple of bits you do got to look out for, but let's go through it and see exactly how we did it. Let's do it. So what I did, I taped this in place, which was in place like this, and it does sit actually quite nice because it's all sort of tailor-made for it. So that sits there. I marked out the holes, and I've now drilled the holes because we're going to be securing that panel with these rivets and all these things, these rivets, screws and everything else. It all comes with the kit, so you shouldn't need anything. Alright, so after a little bit of faffing about, this is how you have to assemble the bracket, or the hinge rather. You just got to get these, they can only be put on in a certain way, and also there's little grooves on one side of them that the instructions that come supplied, or rather that are on the website, there's these little cutouts here, and the instructions were for someone fitting these to a vehicle on the near side, which would have been this side. So obviously the whole hinge thing is going to be completely opposite on that side, so after I put it together I had to flip it all over and sort of redo it to accommodate the flap opening on this side. So yeah, do take note when putting it together, but that's pretty much what it looks like when it's all put together. So I think that would be ready to go on now. We can rivet that in place. So we'll do that and then see what it looks like. We're now going to attach this assembled hinge bracket to the body, and where I've drilled the holes, I've just put some sealant in there, just covering the holes, so when this fits in place and the rivets are in, it seals the holes so we don't get any water going in as well. So you can use silicone or Sikaflex, any kind of stuff like that will do. It's just on the hole. We've got two rivets in place. You'll notice on this one it doesn't go all the way in because on here you've got like a double-sided skin, so we only went through the first skin, which is not a problem. So push it in as far as it will go. When you start to depress the rivet to get it into place, you can then move it in that direction for it to close up. So yeah, don't worry about that. Just rivet it as you would normal and it will go into place eventually. Right, so the next step is on this panel here that sits under the light, you've got to modify this. So there's bits you've got to cut away to obviously allow it to open and close freely. Now I've tried to mark down with some white marker there. So that whole section under there needs to be cut away. Obviously it's where those lugs are, they would normally fit into the bumper, so that section there is going to have to be cut away. And then you've got this little bit here that needs to be cut away, so then that becomes just one big slot rather than a hole. And on the top, same again, you just follow it around there. That whole section needs to be cut away. So normally you'd use something like a Dremel, something like that. I mean, I haven't got a Dremel, so I'll be using a grinder with a very fine cutting disc, although to be honest I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, take your time and cut it, because obviously you don't want to ruin this panel. So I'll give that a go and we'll see what it looks like when it's all done. We've chopped away all the plastic we didn't need now, which was all the way around here. And the slot, we've created a slot there by cutting away that section that went across there. And also at the top, we've took away those lugs that were there. Or is that the bottom? No, that's the top. Yeah, so there was a ridge there, there was two little lugs here for the push pin connectors there, just to hold it in place, so we've got rid of them. So it's, yeah, now it looks more like a door. So now we've got this backing plate which has to fit into here. This is where the hinge mechanism will be bolted onto. So you get this double-sided sticky pad which we'll put into here, but first what we'll do is we'll give this a good clean. I actually believe you put the pad on here, this sticky pad on here, and then we offer that up to this panel here. So we'll give that a clean, stick that on and see how this goes in. Right, so it's all clean now, we cleaned it up, we've stuck this sticky double-sided pad on. We've also cleaned the inside of that panel there. So the only thing you've got to remember with this is where you've got this step section here, that goes on the outer edge. So that'll be the panel that's sitting on the outside there. So this plain bit here, that will marry up to that bit there. And supposedly, you can see where it doesn't quite fit properly, that should push into place. So let's give that a go and see if it's as easy as they claim it is. Right, there you have it. That's what it'll look like when it's in. It was fairly painless, so get that inner edge first in, and then because there's so much flex on the panel itself, you just force it in and it just sits really nice and tight. So yeah, the fitment is pretty good and pretty painless process. Naturally, give it a good push down on a soft surface. I've got a carpet here, just to make sure the double-sided pad is nicely holding it on, but it is quite tight anyway, so I don't see that coming off anytime soon. Yeah, let's move on to the next step. Right, we're getting near the end now. Well, pretty much we are there. So what you've got to do when it comes to fitting the hinge, because it is a bit fiddly. So I marked the two top screws first, drilled into them, held them in place, and made sure that this actually opened and closed properly, nicely and all that. And then when I was happy with it, then I marked the bottom two, took it all off, drilled the holes, and then obviously put the screws back in. Once you've done that and you're happy with the way it's sitting, all you've got left to do is the magnet, which sits on the inside of the original plastic of the vehicle. Just shut it, make sure it's shut in nicely and flush, offer the magnet up to it, and make sure it just sits nice and flush, and then you can drill the 2 holes to hold it in place. But yeah, that's how it works. That all shuts in place. You sort of push it just to get it sitting nicely, but the magnet is up against the inside, so yeah, it's not going to go anywhere, it's fine. So we'll put the light on it and see what it looks like completely finished. So there we have it, one secret opening compartment. That's what it looks like, and you push it into place. Voila. That's what it looks like. I mean, it's got a bit of, so obviously if it doesn't quite fit, there's movement there to just, because the way the brackets are made, you know, you can actually push it in so it's nice and tight. But yes, it's actually quite good, and opens up, you know, different possibilities for what you want. As I say, you can have like electric hookup in here, you can have your water input in there. I'm going to try and put my gas input, so yeah, I'm going to try and fit one of them in LPG connectors, hopefully, if I can get all this madness in. But yeah, so literally you pull out, and as you pull out, yeah, it's that simple. So you've got this big area here. I mean, if you wanted to, even you could go somewhere here as well. You can have a few things here really, because you've got quite a bit of space to do stuff. So you could easily have a water input there. But yeah, obviously that would be up to you what you want to do. But yeah, that's how you fit one of these secret compartment hinges, flaps, whatever you want to call them. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope that I filled in a few gaps on other videos that are out there that skipped a few bits and pieces. Yeah, the main bit that sort of bugged me was this bit, because you've got to make sure that, obviously, depending on what side you're putting it on, whether it's the left or the right, you've got to put them the right way up. They've got little notches in them, so basically if it's going to be on the driver's side, the notches have to be at the bottom. If it's on the passenger side, the notches have to be at the top, so the flap mechanism opens properly. But other than that, really, there was no dramas. It is quite a straightforward process. And obviously cutting these bits up here, which now I will tidy up and put a little bit of paint on, because I think the way I've cut it here, I've cut the top edge and that, but I think you're supposed to just cut the bottom and all that. But to be honest, when that's in place, who knows. So yeah, but I mean, other than that, yeah, it is what it is, and it's a good little added extra if you're thinking of putting some kind of input, gas, water, whatever. But yeah, anyway, enough said. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it's been of some use to you. So until the next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.